No, and it was a fantastic event. It far exceeded my expectations, probably your expectations, and then we had 330 entrepreneurs who spent the weekend together. 85 or 90 ideas were pitched. We selected 24 companies that worked their way through the weekend, and of course we've got the winning company here, the Cape Crusader Hero Box. VoteHeroBox.com. We'll tell you more about that in a second. For the international startup competition that's running now, and it's going to close on Monday. What do you think about the entrepreneurial ecosystem here in Toronto?
I'm really impressed with it. I think seeing the evolution of events like Startup Weekend over the last couple of years, clearly there is a massive amount of motivation and energy in this community to do something innovative, to build companies, to build out ideas. And Startup Weekend is a great way to sort of kickstart that for a lot of people. You know, a lot of people have ideas that have been swimming around in their head for a long time, and inclinations and interest to do something with that. And this kind of gets you out there, gets you connected to the right people, and puts you in an environment to do something over the course of a weekend. And I'm always completely amazed at what people actually produce in that 54-hour period. So, you know, I have high hopes for what's coming out of Toronto, because the way it looked 2-3 years ago is quite different from how it looks now.
Many companies, and we've had such a great success. The energy level couldn't be any higher. But what do you really think about the likelihood of these kind of businesses getting funded here in this environment?
Yeah, that's actually a tough question. When I first got involved in Startup Weekend, I didn't really think it was about, you know, the actual outcome for a company coming out of a 54-hour event. I thought it was about inspiring people to get involved in something they might not get involved in otherwise, being entrepreneurship, meeting people, creating a network for themselves to do that. But amazingly, you know, a few companies come out of these events and they do get real traction, you know, right out of the weekend itself. And, you know, that's the critical point, is what do you do actually right after the event? You know, lots of people create great stuff during the weekend. What do you do in the 2, 3, 5 months after the event? And right now we can look to the winners of the previous event in June, Visualize Me, came out of that event, and, you know, they felt that they were onto something, and they left what they were doing kind of on a full-time basis and focused entirely on Visualize Me, and they've created a real viable company, certainly still early stages, and they're out there seeking funding right now, and I suspect they'll probably find some funding. You know, I think the winners Hero Box that are here, I think they've got a great idea and they've got a lot of hustle, and the trick is, you know, taking this new team you've put together and actually finding traction, getting progress, and taking the project forward. So, you know, I don't think there is a formula to this at all. What I like to do is try and kind of create an environment that supports that and pushes you to go out and do that. But, you know, as a conversation Howard and I had earlier, it's also understanding, you know, which things that we should support. There's a limited amount of mentors available in Toronto, in Canada, and if we spread ourselves too thin, we're kind of doing a disservice to the whole ecosystem. But at the same time, you know, there's no formula to this. You know, yeah. Picking those people and those products, those ideas, and you know, trying to help them as best as we can.